And now, live from the Tanzu TV studios, it's Tanzu Tuesdays with your host, Robert Burley.
Start.spring.io. That's for you, the Josh Long. Hello, sir. Hello, everyone. Welcome to yet another glorious Tanzu Tuesday, my Tanzunians. Paul, we've got the content screen sharing right now. I don't know if that's showing up on your thing, but that's how it's showing on my thing.
No, that's just you.
Okay. All right. So it looks fine. Got it. All is fine. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to switch to gallery. I don't want to see everybody. I don't want to see my face.
I want to see everybody too.
Right, go to gallery.
Oh, look at us. Here's our faces.
Here we are.
Here we are to save the day. Sorry.
So welcome, my fellow Tanzu friends, Paul, Tiffany. Thank you so much for joining again.
Hi.
You're not tired of us yet?
No, never. No. The only way that could be possible is if you were a real coworker of mine, and you're all just images on a screen. So.
Oh shit.
We're just deep fakes.
I'll ask you in like 2 years.
There we go. Fair. So yes, today we have with us a special guest star, the Mother of Dragons, Tasha Isenberg. Everyone, welcome, Tasha. Hello.
Hi. Hello. I love being referred to as Mother of Dragons, by the way. It's my favorite.
It is the most accurate way that we can describe who you are, both to us and in this world that we are all a part of. So those of you who don't know Tasha, what's that?
I just need some long blonde hair.
Well, you know that she really doesn't have blonde hair. That's just what they do for the actress. So,
it's true.
But yeah, it's so you're our manager. It's so great. You're our boss.
I know.
You're the best. And I'm not just saying that.
And I've only seen you virtually.
It breaks my heart, Tiffany, that I have never seen your face, IRL.
Yeah. Do you have a real life face, or are you just
I could be using like one of those like video photo like editing softwares. I may look nothing like this.
Well, and we'll never know because the quarantine is never going to end, and so we'll never know.
We'll know in 36 years. That's whenever we'll know.
Right. And then, so today we have a very special show because as hopefully all of you know and all of you are registered for, tomorrow is Spring 1. The Spring 1 conference. The Mother of Dragons of Spring 1 conferences is tomorrow, and it's for 2 days starting tomorrow. And so we've been talking about it every week on this show. Go to spring1.io, register. And so we're going to be talking about that today. We're going to be giving our, takes on the event, what you should be looking out for, different tracks that you might be interested in, speakers presenting, workshops. And so, yeah, it's going to be a really fun hour. And the reason we have Tasha, besides that we love her, is because she's one of the main people who puts this thing on. And so she's got some really intimate knowledge about the event. She's been working on this for the last 3 years that you've been with the team. So 3-4 years. So every year her role has grown, and basically now she's just kind of one of the leads, which is great. And so, we decided to bring Tasha on to talk about it. So it's not going to be a presenter slide, no demos, no coding. You don't have to be on your computer like that, Tasha. So
we're just going to chit chat.
That's great.
First, we have to grill Tasha about all of the things.
Oh, please do.
Like, literally grill her? Because I've been waiting for this moment.
I was going to say, don't talk to the guy who uses a barbecue pit every day to grill her. It's because he's like...
I got to say, my favorite part of this working from home COVID life is working right near my grill and my barbecue pit, because then I can work and also make delicious meats at the same time.
And you do make delicious meats.
Yes, we're all equally happy because we get to watch you on Twitter post delicious meats and then salivate over the delicious meats. So we're also equally happy about that.
Yeah, follow the Sharknado.
Almost equally happy. I'd be equally happy if it could show up fresh at my doorstep.
Right. Well, yes. Paul hasn't figured out how to transport fresh meat 700 miles instantly. Have you figured that one out yet?
Working on it.
Okay, thank you. As long as you're working on it, that's the right answer. So
I
before
tried to
we
email it to you, but my internet tubes got clogged.
that makes sense. I just want the internet to be like a pneumatic tube, just and it just sucks up, and then I have it. Oh, and here's my delicious meats in
Kind
a
of like the
thousand
Umbrella
pieces.
Academy. Are you guys watching the Umbrella Academy by chance?
Not
So
yet.
there's
Yes.
their mode.
Yes.
Yes, I love it. So one of their primary modes of communication, like the hitmen, they have like tubes that like come into like microwaves or like, you know, soda can dispensers. They like pull out and they write their little note, kind of like that. Maybe Paul will do that. Beat
My spy show right now is
Or just
Chuck.
give me the
I'm going old
briefcase.
school.
or the briefcase.
Chuck. Wow, that's super old school. That was a
Yeah.
great show when it was out. Did it age well?
No, because it's based in a store that's basically obsolete now. Like nobody goes to a Best Buy, the Buy More as it's called.
Right.
And so any technology which this show is kind of based around is just all aged. But I mean, the adventure is fun. The acting is fun.
Mm-hmm.
The drama. Will he and Agent Walker get together? We'll never know. Anyway, let's do our.
Didn't Dexter steal away from him?
Yes, he did. That's actually how we went to Chuck from Dexter, because we watched Dexter and then went to Chuck because Yvonne Strahovski or whatever her name is, who is an Australian actress.
She is.
She was on Dexter the last couple seasons, and then she was the main star in Chuck.
Yeah. So she was in an Australian, I guess, miniseries recently about the Australian immigration detention centres because America doesn't have a monopoly on putting children in cages. Many other countries enjoy doing that. And there was a case where an actual Australian resident ended up in one of the immigration detention centres, and they put a bunch of stories together about them, and she played the character of the person. Wow. Yeah. It's very strange seeing her acting with her Australian accent.
Right. She does it one scene in Chuck, and I was like, talking to my wife about it, I was like, this is actually how she talks, but it sounds different because I've only heard her English or American accent. All right, enough about that. Let's get on to our main event, but let's talk about Spring One Tour first. Spring One Tour, we just had Michael Manella. That was great. Is there a way to watch that post for our viewers?
Yeah, I think it's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube? Okay, so if you type in Spring One Tour.
Tanzu.tv.
Yeah.
You can watch all of our previous Spring One tours, which, again, we normally travel around the world and we do these in cities, hopefully in a city near you. But if you can't make it, that's why since nobody can make it, that's why we're doing the monthly show. And then, of course, we now have the big one tomorrow and the next day. And then we'll do a big wrap-up Spring One tour. September, what are our dates for that? It's not on the website.
The 23rd, September 23rd.
23rd, and we're going to be talking about everything that happened at Spring One, which again is happening tomorrow and Thursday. So a lot of Spring One conversation. I just want everybody to understand the gravitas around what's happening in the next 2 days. And then at the end of the month, because we're now in September, I can say that, we have VMworld. And so if you go to vmworld.com, you can register. So many tracks about all the things computers, from the infrastructure on up. And our own Paul Czarkowski-Golevsky will be presenting at that. Any more to say on that, Paul?
There will be actually a special cameo in my talk. World-renowned thought leader Michael Cote is going to be stepping in for 12 minutes and 22 seconds.
Wow.
Because I realized I was talking about a bunch of stuff that he's an expert at. So I was like, I'm going to get him to do half my job for me.
Perfect. So
that'll be fun.
So smart. And we love Cote. Cote is incredible. So great. Okay. Well, so those are the things that I have. Always check into our Tanzu.tv. So much new content coming up, to include the Josh Long just had his code debut last Wednesday. Is that an every Wednesday thing now?
Yeah. We're not doing tomorrow because it's
right.
The following Wednesday. Mario will be joining us. He's going to do some stuff with Kotlin, I think.
Oh, it's great. Everybody loves the Kotlin.
Yes.
And in fact, if you go to tanzu.tv/code/0002, you will see all about what we're talking about.
Write that down. write that down. No way we could put that in the little chat right to it, right? There's no way
Yeah,
that
no, we
can
can't
show
do
up
that.
in the chat. Okay, good. All right. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, subscribe to our channel, everyone.
Yeah, hit that favorite button and the bell, and I don't know what you're supposed to say. That's a YouTube thing.
Oh, but bing. I'm going to share my screen. How about that?
That's a great idea.
Yes.
I'm going to share it. Okay, everybody, here it is. Spring One, the.io. It's the website that you need to go to right now. Register. You can see the top right-hand corner. Register there. And then I'm going to walk you all through the schedule, as Paul would say. Now, remember, mine says Pacific Standard Time. So for all of you on the East Coast, this is going to be a little bit more enticing to get up early. But we have our main stage, really big deal. These are all like the kind of the heavy hitters, day one, coming at you, talking about the Spring One conference. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, and I want to go back, and I apologize. I said I wasn't going to do this, and I did it. Tasha, let's talk about Spring One for a second.
Okay, let's.
So what was your first Spring One?
Okay, so my first Spring One was the very, very first Spring One in Vegas. That was what, like 4 years ago, I think?
Yes, 4 years ago. That was great. We all got dressed up. We had a really great time.
We did.
Being fancy pants.
Oh my gosh, it was so nice. The advocacy team all got super dressed up and went and had a fancy dinner.
Oh, I'm jealous.
It was really, really a special time. It was my first day. So I took
It was our first time meeting in real life too.
It was. And I was like, working for Pivotal at the time for like, I don't know, maybe like 8 months or something like that, 8 or 9 months. And this was my first outing post baby because I had Ruby, my now 4.5-year-old. And also like, coming out of the gates, first time I'm traveling. So it was like a celebration of meeting everybody in person and my first time out after maternity leave. So we all got dressed up and went out. It was really fun. But that was a really fun conference at Vegas. I mean, who doesn't like going to Vegas,
Vegas has its pluses and minuses. I mean, it was beginning of August, so 100 and whatever degrees outside.
Too hot.
But the cool thing that Andrew Clay Schaefer, who was one of the people in charge of it back then when he was working at Pivotal, was he wanted like everybody to be in the same building, like stay in the hotel, the convention's in the same hotel, so you're all just having your interactions together, and it's great. It's a totally smart idea. It made sense. It was too hot to go anywhere else anyway. And it was the first year of the convention, so it could kind of be contained in one first year of the Spring One platform. Because there had been other big spring conventions, but the first one where we were bringing the spring platform together. And so it was really great. It was just nice to kind of have a couple days around people just having conversations about it. And the next year we went to we went to San Francisco.
Yeah.
And that was great because San Francisco was like literally across the street from the main office of Pivotal building.
Yeah, that was nice.
And so we were able to kind of shuttle people back and forth and take a look at what's happening under the hood. And then as well as, here's our convention in San Francisco. It's just a great, fun city. It's where I'm from originally.
That was my first one, I believe.
That one was your first one?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's right. And Mario was there. Mario was.
Yeah, it was Mario's first one as well, because we both started about the same time right before.
Yeah.
I think I started like a week or two before that event.
Wow, cool. Yeah, it's like, yeah.
Oh.
And then then after that we did DC, which was a lot of fun. Again, it was kind of in the one area. It was like outside DC. It was in DC, but whatever that little kind of man-made shopping center / hotel
the
convention.
piers and
yeah, but it was nice.
It
was like all
they had a peep store,
like
yes,
the little treat, little candy treats.
Yeah, that entire store dedicated to peeps there, which is very strange.
Wow.
Well, we went to that 3D printing place that like 3D printed cars.
Oh,
I thought you were
yeah,
gonna say
that was
3D
cool.
printed peeps.
No, I'm sure they could do that too, but they like 3D printed cars. So that was DC, and then this year was supposed to be in Seattle.
Well, last year was Austin.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
Austin.
Oh, right. That's right. I missed Austin, which is great because that's where you live, Paul.
Mm-hmm.
I loved Austin.
Austin was great. And that's where that picture they just posted on the most recent Spring One kind of viral, like, you're not going to all be standing waiting for the room like this. And that hallway was the Austin convention hallway. Everybody trying to wait to get into the main stage.
Yeah. Yep. So last year, Austin was the first year that I was in charge of breakout content officially.
Yes, that's right. So talk about what that means, being in charge of breakout content. And we have presenters who watch this and hopefully future ones. So what does that mean?
Okay, so last year and in previous years, we had all of the tracks. We had 13 tracks last year of content. So this year, since we are virtual, we're not in Seattle, which is where we should be, we decided to consolidate the tracks just to make it a little less confusing for attendees and just kind of like get to like the nitty gritty, like the meat and potatoes of what you should be listening to if you're interested.
Wait, there's meat and potatoes?
There's meat with a side of potatoes.
Delicious.
Anyway, so what it means to be in charge of the breakout content is really, it doesn't really mean much at all because I have content committees. So there's
don't undersell yourself, please.
I'm sorry. No, I can't have that. So we have 5.
The content committees don't do any work, so you have to do it all anyway, right?
I mean, we are a big happy family, and we all help each other out. So okay, so there's 5 tracks. So there's a committee of technical experts that meet, and we talk about the content that comes in, and we read the abstracts, and we really figure out what the best story should be for each track. And then I just kind of oversee that, and I make sure that there's not too many of one company versus another, or there's not too many presenters that are, getting accepted in all the tracks, making sure that we are being respectful for our partners and customers, and making sure that the right stories are being told. So I'm kind of like overseeing and making sure that everything looks good, but really like the people that are fighting for like the good content are the content committee.
And did you have a favorite content committee?
I did have a very, very favorite because 2 of them are on this call with me. Tiffany and Paul were in charge of the Cloud Native Platforms track. So that is a especially delightful track that they helped us to curate. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Beth Spatz, I have to give her a shout out because she really helped with the admin side of things, which is also like a lot. So her and I work together a lot on the organization and all of like the logistical details and all that stuff.
One love for Beth. Yeah, she and I were like trying to tackle the DevOps days before that whole thing went away this year because of the pandemic. So yes, she is awesome, Beth. Shout out to Beth.
Speaking of which, I think DevOps Days Chicago is on actually right now as we speak, virtually, of course.
Oh, nice. Well, we'll have to hop over.
Yeah, let's just go. You want to go over and do that right now?
Yeah. All right, bye.
Cut and just leave. And we can do that instead.
So that's yes. So you are in charge of the tracks and the committees and the content, which is incredible. What an honor for you to have. But
I really do love it. I love the chaos.
Yeah,
I love the drama.
I love the drama. You're very good at handling the drama, which obviously I think a lot of teams can say we're a dramatic team, but I think the tech advocacy team really takes the drama cake.
Drama llama.
Yeah.
I know, but it's the most delicious cake too.
It always is.
Always
is.
Oh, now a cake.
I also
I've got cupcakes in the fridge if you guys want to come out. I'll take them out, let them get to room temp, of course.
I ate my last one yesterday.
So, all right. So that's a little bit about the history. Again, like we said, we were supposed to be there in Seattle. I mean, the wonderful things about being in person, as we all know, is not only seeing these talks live, but the connections afterwards and meeting new people, and obviously customers and clients, and kind of all the things that revolve around the business of a convention. And the food, let's be honest, the food. And I'm like eating in Austin, it was incredible. And it was
city
like
viewing.
Like now I just feel like I'm in Austin because there's so much smoke outside. Like I was eating the smoke in Austin, and now I'm just breathing all the smoke here. So I think I have a pink ring on the inside.
A favorite meal in Austin?
Oh, yeah, I think it was just the McDonald's I had one day. No, of course it was your meal, my friend. Paul made us a team dinner, which was immaculate.
It was amazing.
Yeah,
Wagyu brisket
for compliments here.
Duroc pork ribs, which are my favorite. Actually, the ribs were my favorite.
Was there fish?
Wait,
yes,
there was actually.
Yeah,
fish, yes.
Salmon for Andrew.
I think my favorite thing about that meal is the fact that Paul was so nonchalant about it. Like he was like, "Oh, here's like some homemade bread and some ridiculous pudding dessert thing and all these things that he had," and it was like NBD.
Yeah, and the jalapeno bacon wrapped jalapeno cream cheese bomb popper was incredible.
I mean, you did shit yourself the next day, Bob. So there was a downside, but otherwise they were delicious.
I mean, it's a price I'm willing to pay. So, enough said. All right, I'm going to share my screen now.
Okay.
So since we can't do the live in-person thing, we're going to do the virtual thing, which I think is incredible. I know other companies have done this, and everybody's doing virtual stuff, but I really think what the team has done to kind of make this happen as best as possible is really incredible. And so I want to just give a big shout out to all the people on Catherine Eford's team and the marketing team and like Dormaine Drewitz and product marketing and whatnot. So big shout out. So let's go to the schedule. Again, please excuse the PDT on the left. That's because that's where I live. But yeah, our main stage, like I said, it's got all the heavy hitters, to include the one, the only Pat Gelsinger, CEO of VMware, is going to be talking. And then Jürgen Hohler, co-founder of Spring. He always comes out and gives the kind of state of Spring. Ajay Patel, who's our new GM of the Modern Appliance Business Platform or Platform Business Unit at VMware. He's great. Modern Application. What did I say?
Modern Appliance.
Oh, yeah.
What, we're making toasters now? We're a division of GE.
It's very much like 30 Rock, where it's entertainment and microwave ovens. Oh, great. We have somebody from Microsoft and Sam Houston State and Karina. So this is great. So we also like to get, kind of current customers that are working with us and transforming the way their business is being done through, Spring, obviously, and now obviously Tanzu. So it's incredible to be able to see all of these different presenters kind of talk about real life stuff happening with their lives at work.
So I will say that the theme for main stage is really like getting to production. So there's a lot of stories around that. I know that there's going to be some really cool stories about how companies pivoted during the pandemic, like how their businesses were impacted and what they did. So there's going to be some really cool stories there. And then also, I think the Dr. Simmons talk, she's the Houston State University. She's going to give a cool presentation on burnout, I think. It's supposed to be really good.
Oh,
so I'm really
going to have to watch that.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. And the cool thing about main stage too is we're all watching this together. And then we all go off in our own breakout worlds and we do our own things and we do the social track, which I'm super excited about. We can talk about later. But main stage is nice because we can all hear the same thing at the same time.
Right. And it's a good kind of starting off place for everybody
to in the mood.
Yeah. Get your cup of coffee, warm up, have a nice pastry, and watch some
doing yoga beforehand.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that.
The social track is all. That's the other thing that's happened at like live events. They do like the social runs where they do a 5K. The social runs is also what I had after Paul's meal, but the 5K run is also something. So we can't do that, but let's all do a yoga class together. I think next year if we're still virtual, we should get Peloton to sponsor us. We could do a sponsored bike ride together because I'm sure there's a lot of Peloton riders. I might have to go and let my dog out to the bathroom in a second. I'm kind of listening to her. She's like wandering around the house. Anyway, so then if you scroll down with me here, you can see now each track and everybody that's lined up starting the gun. And yours truly, will be emceeing the beginner-friendly spring track. So if you want to just see me in bits all day long, head on over to Beginner Friendly, and I'll be introducing everybody and sending everybody out. And I think what's worth noting too is, which was also really cool, every presenter will have a Q&A afterwards, like in a separate Zoom. So if you're watching somebody, and just like you would meet somebody outside in the hall or whatnot, since there's no hall, we've kind of made a virtual hall, which is this other Zoom room where you can leave the current one and go off, and you can, like, so Glenn Rettenfro, for example, on What is Spring, and you want to talk more to Glenn about that, he'll go off into this other Zoom chat, and then you all can chat with him, which is great.
Yeah, we wanted to make sure that we kind of mimicked that hallway track after, because we're all just going from session to session. We might have some personal questions. There's also a Slack channel that's dedicated to each breakout that you can chat with Glenn specifically about his What is Spring breakout in the Slack channel as well. And that will be open for, I think, a week after the conference. So that's also a really cool thing that we're doing. We're just trying to do as much as we can to make this as interactive as possible and to just create a different kind of atmosphere. As you all know, we started with Spring Live back in March. We were one of the first to do a virtual conference, and we did the traditional follow the sun thing. It was over 24 hours of content. I took lots of naps. It's real tired the next morning. So now with Spring One, we wanted to have it be more of a 9 to 5 kind of thing. And we had a hard time figuring out the time zone. Bob, I see you looking at that 7:05 a.m. start. I know that's hard, but we were trying to accommodate our friends in EMEA to have them try to be able to join. So we settled on the 9 to 6 Eastern time zone to try to accommodate as many people as possible. Something else that's new and kind of cool that I wanted to mention about the different tracks. We've never had a beginner-friendly spring track before. So we had core framework, we had reactive, we had event-driven, we had all these different particular spring things, but we kept getting feedback about, what if I'm new to spring? All of this stuff is super deep tech and it's kind of over my head. What if I'm newer? I've only been in spring for under a year. I don't know all the different projects and features. So we really composed this track from scratch and invited a lot of speakers to present specific topics in this track, just to make sure that we cover what spring actually is. So we keep talking about Glenn. And Glenn's great. Love me some Glenn. But Glenn's, we wanted to kick off the spring track with What is Spring, just so people know, hey, this is exactly what it is. These are the different projects. These are the layers of spring and the projects associated with them. So that's a great overview of what spring is, and it'll get you really set up for the rest of the conference. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure that we mentioned that little tidbit.
No, that's great. And thank you for mentioning that, because if you haven't attended in the past, you wouldn't know that there wasn't a beginner-friendly spring. And so it's really great. And again, there's the collaborative platforms, which are you also, Paul and Tiffany, hosting that particular track?
Yep. He starts off the day, and then I take it off afterward because, again, time zones.
Right.
You didn't want to get up at 5 a.m.?
No, not so much, especially not the day of the talk I'm giving.
So what I'm hearing is that you don't have the dedication that Bob has.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Nope.
It's also why I don't have children yet.
Yeah. I do have children.
No sleep there.
Nope. So right off the top, obviously, we all love Glenn. We've traveled around and he's presented with him before, so he's somebody to look out for. Clearly, Jürgen Holler, one of the co-founders of Spring, so he's gonna be talking about if you're already a Spring head and you want to know what's the new latest stuff for Spring Framework 5.3, definitely head to that. We've had both Olga and Ryan on our show. And they're doing the architecture track, so that's going to be a great track. I don't know Thomas Pizarro Moreno or Fadi Bahar, but again, you might be able to speak a little bit more about those tracks since it's the Cloud Native Platforms circuit, Paul. Not that we have to go through every single person presenting, but I just wanted to kind of people that jumped out.
Well, why don't we go through some highlights?
Okay.
So some things I can think of right away is on Thursday, we have our very own Tiffany Jernigan, who will be talking about making our Kubernetes clusters production ready with VMware Tanzu.
Where are you, Tiff?
So
There
you
you
should
are.
scroll up. Oh, yeah.
There it is. There she
There it
is.
is.
I'm
And
the.
then
If you look at
later,
there's a Tiffany J right before me, and then I'm the second Tiffany J.
yeah, but we all know which the best Tiffany J is.
And also, you're presenting by yourself. She's got two other peeps. You're like solamente right here.
We love some Tiffany J.
But yeah, it's
Look at
Tanzu
that right
and
after.
open source, not just Tanzu.
What was that, Paul?
Right after Tiffany in the architecture track, we then have Josh Long is doing some stuff. And I think Josh Long and Mario are also right at the end of the day. They're closing out the conference with some beautiful time. Hash Brown, beautiful time.
Thank you.
Yes. And at the same time, head to head, Mark Heckler.
Oh no.
Head to head.
Spring Boot Omakase.
Ding, 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 ding. Dueling banjos. Yeah, and they both get a full hour. Well, I'll be over, obviously, in the beginner friendly track because that's where I live for the next 2 days. But yeah, okay, so those are some good ones of note.
Josh and Mario talk, they're working on, it's new, it's a new talk they're working on. And it's mostly like testing techniques in Spring. So it's like doing a lot of things like that. Mark's talk is going to be really great too. So it's going to be a hard choice for sure.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, so this is a good way of talking about this and going into, exactly. Luckily, go ahead, Paul.
I was going to say, luckily, they'll all be available afterwards up on the YouTube. We'll probably have it hosted up on tanzu.tv as well. We'll need to figure those details out. But everything here, I believe, will be available like free of charge, even if people didn't register, like after the event. Tasha, is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Excellent. You can go to the YouTubes, or also too, I think like the Spring One website, there's just going to be, you can like click on all the videos there too. So there's going to be a whole bunch of different places you can go to.
Yeah. And then Cora Iberclyde is also speaking, I think, on the first day, on the Wednesday. She's talking about weaving through the service mess.
Mm-hmm.
Oops, let me get up to my first day here. Where are you, Cora?
Shoot, right there. Wait, scroll up.
I like the game of streams. It fits in the Mother of Dragons theme.
I know. That's another Mark Hickler talk.
If you do Command F or Control F, depending, and just look up her name, you'll find it.
Yeah.
While you're searching, on the second day, another talk that I thought was really cool is Permission to Fail. Basically, like how it's okay to make mistakes. And like, I feel like a lot of people, including myself, can often be afraid of like, oh no, did I do something wrong? Or being afraid to ask questions or things like that. And just like, I think this would be a really cool talk.
Oh my gosh, Tiffany, Dawn's talk was also one of my top talks. I just think we need to have more of a dialogue around, it being okay to make mistakes. I don't know if anybody saw on Twitter, but she posted like a little blip about what her talk is going to be. And the first like 10 seconds of her little blip is like her making all these mistakes. Like first her camera wasn't on, and then like her kid came in and was like having some kind of a crisis, and then she was looking at the wrong screen. And I'm like, yes, Dawn, like let's normalize it being okay to mess up. So I agree. I think it's going to be a great talk. There's a lot of really good cultural talks that are happening at Spring One, which I'm excited about. We're going to have some really good panels, like Girls Can Do It is going to be a cool panel with all kinds of women talking about their experiences in tech. That's going to be a good one. And then there's also, what was the other one? There was another, there's a hero, the outcomes and the death of heroes talk, which is going to be good. So also talking about like canning the hero culture and tips and tricks on how to get rid of that. There's going to be a lot of really good kind of culture-y talks, which I'm excited about. There's another one. Here it is, From Zero to Ally, Building an Accessibility Culture. And that's all about like really shifting your mindset. There's 1 in 4 people in America that are working Americans that have some kind of a disability. So just having more of an accessibility culture around that kind of thinking too, and how you can prioritize your business to be more accessible in that way. So there's just all kinds of different ways to think about how to be more open-minded, which I think is important in tech.
Agree.
And
Yeah,
you
I
know
mean,
who
I think
also
that's.
his name
Oh,
I
but
just saw? Deshaun Carter right there.
yeah,
Spring
there
Oh,
it
I
is. Spring
love
Boot.
Deshaun. Yay.
Yeah, this is a good hour. Deshaun,
I see
Cora,
Cora now.
Dormain. So yeah, this is a good time frame. And again, one of those. Luckily, we'll have all of these recorded, so you can watch them
I
at
mean,
your
we
leisure
really,
later.
we have a little more than a third of the space as we have had in previous years. So we
Right.
really tried to find like the most compelling stories, like what we wanted to say, what was the most important thing, because we have such limited time this year as we've had
Right.
other years.
Right.
So it's going to be hard to choose, I
Because
think.
normally it's like a 4-day event. You have the workshops in the first day, and then 3 days of
And there's
stuff.
13 tracks normally. Now
Right.
there's only 5.
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
many tracks.
All the
I
tracks.
don't like that many decisions.
All the tracks. But this is good because it's like, okay, well, I'm newer to spring. Beginner friendly spring. I'm going to start there. But there's a
Yeah.
little bit of something for everybody.
Which is great.
And I wanted to point out that like it's called Spring One, and a lot of emphasis is on spring, but like in some of the tracks such as cloud native platforms, there's a lot of focus like on things just like generally like Kubernetes or Cloud Foundry or different things like that don't necessarily have a spring only, so you can kind of get a variety of different things there.
Yes, agree. And
Yeah.
I want to also just add, like at the end of every day, we have an ending main stage, so you can all come back together and kind of hear, some more thoughts from people at the end of the day. This name, Phil Clay, reminds me of Bill Clay from Die Hard. If there's any Die Hard fans, what's your name? Clay, Bill Clay. But anyway, but Blizzard, which is great because I'm a big StarCraft guy.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be
and then
good.
of course, Space Force. Watch out. So yeah,
I think it's only day one.
Day 2 does not have.
No.
Does not have. Oh, all right. There you go. It has an ending one, and then let's talk about the social track on the side here. I
Love
would
the
like to
social track.
talk about social. So this is a new thing that basically we're saying, hey, you might get a little burnt out from all of this stuff over here, but you still kind of want to hang out. So you can see the social track on the side. This one looks like a little technical, but that's okay. Ask me anything, which is great.
Oh
You know
yeah,
who's
we
going to
had
be
to
on
throw a
that?
couple AMA sessions in there just for general chit
Sure.
chat.
And who's going to be on that one? Do you know?
Oh, let's see. Ryan Baxter, Brian Clausel, Ollie's gonna be in there. Phil Webb is gonna be in there. There's pretty much like we wanted to have all the leads.
Is it James Webb's brother? Sorry.
It's James Webb's brother. Yeah, it's actually
Phil Webb.
stepbrother. No, I'm just kidding. JK.
Yeah.
JK. So yeah, just to have some project leads in there so you can really ask some super technical questions that you are pondering about your own boot app. You can hop over there and ask away.
Cool. I see our friend Bill Wilcock over too. Love that guy. And then we'll get to my favorite one, which is right here, the Speechless Improv. I don't, if anybody hasn't heard of Speechless, go to speechlessimprov.com. But this is we all do PowerPoint presentations. Like that's what our lives are in general, but even more so now as we're presenting, to different people online. And so all of the presenters that they have are, comedians of either stand-up or improv or whatnot, and they don't know what they're going to be presenting about, and they're not going to know the deck, the pictures that they have, and all that will be kind of revealed as it's happening. And so this will be an hour of hilarious greatness, and it's judged, and they find out the topic, and then they just go, and then they have to kind of go through these slides. So that one I'm really excited about. I think it'll be a lot of fun for people to check out. And they do host now virtually shows every month. So if you like that, you can go check out more from them.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
So right before that is The Magician. and I am going to be one of the assistants, magicians.
Ooh, amazing. That's incredible.
They're
Are
like,
they gonna make you go poof?
I'm not sure. I don't know. You know that I have a bunny downstairs. I got a coronavirus bunny, bun. So I might have to like pull her out of the hat. I
Wait,
don't know.
your
I'm not
rabbit
sure.
has coronavirus?
There's a
what you meant.
possibility. She does have a leaky eye, so maybe.
Oh, oh.
She could have gotten pink eye from when you had it a while ago.
Yeah, maybe.
That's too long ago.
I'm really hanging on to that pink eye now. It's all right.
Double barrel.
Oh, the magician's on at the same time as Tiffany. I'm gonna have to make a hard choice.
Oh.
And then Speechless is on at the same time as my MC.
I'm sorry, friends. I'm sorry.
Actually, Paul, you have no choice. You're my MC.
That's true.
Nice.
You can disappear during my talk, but you have to intro and or I can MC myself. I don't know.
I'm serious.
Right? And now presenting me, what I've always wanted.
Well, Kote is actually doing that he has a panel. It's actually going to be a great panel. It's called Manager Heal Thyself. And it's like about manager.
That's on day one, right?
It's on, and it's in the morning. But it's about managers discussing what their roles look like and, with navigating change, especially during the pandemic time, and how to like manage your career whenever your roles change and stuff like that. So that's going to be a really cool panel. But my point is that Kote is emceeing the Agile Leadership Track during that time. And I'm like, hey, Kote, just so you know, you're going to have to introduce yourself, kind of like Austin Powers.
Allow myself to introduce myself.
So he's like, oh, yeah, it's fine. I love talking about myself. I'm like, okay, great. Well, that works well. Let's just have him do that then.
It's a subject he has deep knowledge about.
He does.
And I can't remember if it's already been said because my brain is just kind of non-functional at the moment. Also with like there was a discussion about how like there's the Q&A like Zoom afterward, but there's also individual channels for each session as well on the Spring One Slack, and a bunch of other stuff for like different topics, so people can not only like chat and ask questions like in the video after the talks, but also just like talk with other people in the Slack.
Yeah, we have like a Kubernetes topic, so everybody that wants to talk about Kates can just kind of like go and chit chat and ask questions, and just we're trying to have social forums as much as we can to make it not as computery, although it's computery. You know what I mean? I
mean, it is what it is.
It is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah. Oh, another person that I'm excited to hear. I've never heard Angie Jones. I have not seen one of her presentations. So she's doing a Java 9-14 talk in the intermediate and advanced spring check. She's talking about updates and new features. And I'm looking forward to that. I just love her on Twitter. So I'm excited for some Angie Jones in my life, for sure.
There you go. Excellent. Yeah, I think that was. I want to go back to sharing. I forgot because after this, the other thing that's really, really amazing. Hold on, let me get to my page.
I'm going to talk about the workshops too.
Yeah, the workshops, exactly. So this is something that we'd mentioned briefly, like if you would come in on a Monday before the event was like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Monday you would be able to participate in these different workshops. And so as you can see, I think the full means it's full, as in you can't register anymore.
Yeah, so let me give you the scoop. So first of all, the workshops, they were all full like within 30 seconds because we have to cap attendance so that it's more of a humanized component. We can't have 1,000 people trying to do something interactive. So they got filled really quickly, but there is still some room. If you scroll down, I think there's some room in like the .NET and also the Steel Toe. There's a little bit of room left, and there's also wait lists on the ones that are full. But to be honest, I'm really excited about the social justice and tech workshops. There's 2 that are being featured by the Justice Collective. And it's such a cool organization. So they're like consultants that go in and just talk about just equity at work and just trying to help different companies realize where they can be better in some diversity initiatives. So they're running both of the workshops, and there's still room, only a little bit of room left. I do know that, but I'm really excited about those two. I'm definitely going to hop into those for sure.
So the other thing worth mentioning are those self-paced workshops. So if the workshop you want is full, you can always come down and click on and go through one of the self-paced workshops. And I clicked through a couple of the previews a few days ago, and they all looked really well done, really informative. So I think that'll be fun.
Are the workshops recorded, Tasha?
Yes, they are.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and also Mario's doing he did one of the self-paced workshops. I think he did the spring in Kubernetes, the spring probes on Kubernetes. I think that he did that one.
Oh,
so
cool.
Well, we have a little bit of Mario flair in there too.
Only 30 minutes?
Yes. Shorter. I think some of them are an hour. Scroll up. I think that they're.
Well, no, I'm just saying Mario.
Oh, because Mario.
Only 30 minutes. Yes.
I mean, this isn't Mario pacing. If it was Mario pacing, we would be here until next Tuesday. Love you, Mario. Love you lots.
Love you, Mario. Keep hanging out in the PCH, brah. Yeah, these are also great, and the fact that they're already full is a testament. And they came out yesterday. It's not like this has been open for a week. I mean, we've been trying our best to let people know, hey, go to the workshops the day it opens, because these things will go quickly. So hopefully all of you listeners were able to get up there logged into your workshops for next week. Really exciting stuff, everybody. Really exciting.
So exciting.
2 jam-packed days full of stuff.
All the things.
Another thing that we did last year in Austin was we went swagless. We really tried to kind of raise the awareness of what swag can do on the planet as just kind of, items being used and resources. And obviously t-shirts are a big deal, and what's it cost to make a t-shirt, and then to give those away and all those things. And so we were able to donate to 4 charities by people's kind of proxy. Like you got to choose which, you had like a certain dollar amount, and you're like, hey, I want my money to go towards this one or that one. So these are the other things that are really nice in terms of what Spring One has tried to lead by example. Is like we have a concern for the world around us, and we're going to put our money where our mouth is. And so that was a big deal last year. I registered, but I'm like an MC, so I don't know what the kind of virtual swag thing is this year.
So there's a little bit of donation that's a surprise during spring.
Oh, great.
I don't want to disclose.
Well, it's not a surprise anymore.
Hey-o.
Mom's the word.
Got it. Well, so tune in. That's great, because that gets people to go to spring1.io, register, and then go to the thing so you can find out about this. And the other thing I think we should also mention, because it's tomorrow, and I've really been trying to kind of lay low on the numbers, but like last year, I think we had a little over 4,000 people or so in the greater Austin area for Spring One. And this year, how many people do we have registered?
Right now, we have over 30,000 people. It's exciting.
Dang.
All the people.
That's 7x the peoples.
Yes.
It's incredible. It's so great that, I mean, obviously we all wish we could be in person and seeing each other and hugging and dressing up fancy and eating the foods and going to the talks and doing all the things. But the fact that we're able to, reach this many people it's incredible. Mm-hmm. That's really what this is all about, is sharing the knowledge, sharing the information, getting not only the technical stuff out there, but like we were talking about before, the cultural stuff. Great, this is all well and good that you now know the latest spring stuff, but it doesn't work if you don't have the right team with the right mentality and the right culture to execute it all. Mm. And that's something that has really been a huge part of these journeys for the companies that are going to be talking on the main stages. There's some of the other presenters that are going to be talking, like T-Mobile, I saw, is going to be on there. And really just that transformation, not only from the technology side, but the cultural side. And so the fact that we can now reach 30,000 people with that is incredible. And so that's awesome. And great job, team, again, on getting the numbers up that high. So it's awesome.
Hold on.
There it is.
There it is.
There it is.
The applause button. So yeah, that's, I mean, I know that we had aspirations to get above like 15,000, I think 20,000, and the fact that we're at 30,000 is just, it's unbelievable. So yeah, great job, everybody. What else did we say we wanted to talk about? I know there was a couple other things. We've done the website, which was really great. We talked about what we were looking forward to.
Oh, there's some good companies that are giving some case studies. There's like some good like real world stories that are coming out.
Right, because we're talking about living in production, which is Josh Long's #1 favorite place.
It is his favorite place.
Second favorite
That's
place
true.
is
start.spring.io.
Yes.
so good.
So good.
Okay, did he record that, or did someone else record him doing that?
Start.spring.io.
I mean, he always
Paul has it. I don't know how Paul.
I don't know,
yeah.
Paul. How did you get it? You can't.
I told him that I needed a recording of him saying start.spring.io.
Oh,
Thank you, Josh. If you're still watching, Josh, thank you very much for that.
yes.
It's the best. Yeah. So anyway, continue. Sorry, the businesses in prod.
No, you're good. Well, let's see. BT has some good stuff coming. Air France. Air France.
Easy for you to say.
That 5 times fast. Oh,
Yeah.
Albertsons has a really cool talk. I mean, if we're thinking about the pandemic, can we think about for a second how crazy going to the grocery store is? Like ordering online and delivery and same day pickup
Yeah.
and all that stuff. Like, you know, grocery stores and other chains like that have had to pivot so quickly. So Albertsons is going to share their particular story in one of the breakouts, which is going to be a really good one.
Yeah, that's incredible. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think
That'll be
Albertsons
very
is Cote's local supermarket in Amsterdam.
Is it?
I don't.
Huh.
That
I
I'm
haven't
sure-
seen any
I'm
of
sure
these
he talks about going
supermarkets
to
in
the
Europe.
Albertson.
Really?
Am I misremembering?
No, we're going with it. Yes.
I'm sure I've heard him talking about going to the local Albertsons.
Sure.
Are
Never
they
mind.
international? Is it an international brand? I mean, I can't say for sure, but anyway.
Or
The
maybe
only
he
person
just
that
calls
knows-
every supermarket Albertsons, like Kleenex
Probably.
or something. I'm just going to shut up.
Yeah, follow Cote on his Twitter and see all of the garbage chairs of Amsterdam. That is the thing that you will learn. That apparently
Yeah,
Amsterdam
sorry.
just gets rid of their chairs.
There's 400 in the US. It doesn't say anything about Europe.
Mm.
I mean, I know Albertsons is like one of those kind of Uber brands where they own other grocery stores.
Mhm.
So if they're not all named Albertsons, there might be, I don't know if like they own Lucky's or Safeway or, you know, whatever, but I think Kroger is the same, right? Kroger owns a whole bunch of, anyway.
It's Albert.
Yes, that'll be a really great talk to listen
Yeah.
to. Correct. As you said, this world that we're currently in has made
Crazy.
a lot of people think differently.
Oh my goodness, yes. Without a doubt.
And if you're like me, your recycling bin is fighting for space by the end of the week because everything is being delivered in boxes and sorry, trees.
Yeah, lots of boxes. Although we
Yeah.
make a lot of rocket ships and stuff with them. With the
This is
girls.
great. Second Life.
Yeah,
Yep.
we do all the things.
Yep. Well, this is good. Can you think of anything else that we need to go over?
I mean, not
I'm
really.
excited.
Really excited.
I'm also tired. Yeah,
Yeah.
You'll be more tired tomorrow.
exactly. I'm already tired thinking about it. So yeah, I'll be doing all day tomorrow and most of the day Thursday on the beginner track. Paul and Tiffany will be tag teaming the platform cloud native track, right? What's that called again?
Cloud native platform.
Yes.
Yeah, cloud native platforms.
I'll be
And,
going back behind the curtain.
Yep, you are
Behind
back.
the curtain again.
The Wizard of Oz,
Yes.
behind the curtain. This has been so much fun.
It's been fun. I'm so glad that you invited me to come. I'm always usually watching and in the comments like, hey everybody, I'm
Of course,
excited.
yeah. It's been it's well, it's been nice, but also like because this is your baby, and I wanted you to be able to talk about it. And you know, you're going to need to take a few years off after this.
Long weekend.
Long weekend.
It is. That's right.
4-day weekend.
It's a 4-day
weekend.
Yes.
Something came up and I forgot. Oh, have we looked at any of the? Are there any questions? Are there any comments? I've been sharing my screen, so I haven't really looked.
There's been some conversation, but I don't think there's been any questions that we needed to answer. Tiffany's been pretty active answering questions.
Oh, good. Chat. Thank you, Tiff. Thank you, Faye J.
You're welcome.
Yeah, where's your Tiffany Faye J?
Yeah, but you called me Tiff.
Oh, got it. Sorry.
Oh, I call you Tiff sometimes. I'm sorry if you don't like it.
You don't like it. I won't call you that. I won't call you that. That's okay.
Friend. I mean, I don't call it. I whenever we're slacking, sometimes I'll just say Tiff, but I don't have to do that.
Yeah, don't make her type it out, okay?
I'm not gonna make you type it out. Jeez.
You can. It's just you can tab complete the names on Slack, so that's not a problem. You can't tab complete the names when you're speaking, though.
Yeah. So tab complete.
Tiff,
I wanted to talk to you about
any.
Did I had that go?
No. You can watch it on the video recording later.
Oh yeah, quick! Someone hit the clip button in Twitch.
Crap.
Well, I hope everyone has already registered, and if not, go again. Spring1.io. Register. You've seen some of our highlights. Clearly, whatever speaks to you in terms of where you are with Spring and kind of cloud native processes, DevOps, all your buzzword bingos, follow those tracks. And again, they will also be recorded so you can watch them at a later date, but it's just also fun to just be around it live.
Fun.
There's a Slack channel, as we mentioned, the breakouts where you can do Q&As after the talks. So it's going to be a really great 2 days. And at the end of it, we will all need a really stiff drink. And I think that's all I have to say about that.
There is actually a mixology class towards the end of the second day, so you'll learn how to make that.
Wait, what?
Even better.
Yes.
Using items that you will commonly find in your fridge, unless you're Paul and you have uncommon items in your fridge. Because he goes out of his way to get international cuisines.
Does he put international cuisines into his drinks?
He has international drinks as well. I still have some of that delicious cherry liqueur that you gave me from. Where was that from?
Ukraine.
The Ukraine.
No, not the. No. It's just Ukraine.
From Ukraine.
You don't say the America.
I don't.
You don't say the France.
From
no, she says Air France KLM.
I do say that. I can't say it fast though 5 times. Don't ask me.
Well, Tiffany and Paul, you should thank Tasha for coming on and being the best guest we've ever had.
Thanks, Tasha, for coming on and being the best guest we've ever come.
Aww.
We've ever had on.
This is
very, very, very sentimental.
Yes. We're happy to see you virtually, and we wish we could give the hugs in a real life.
All the hugs. Oh, I love the hugs, even if they're virtual.
No, hugging's how you get the COVID. Can't do it.
What about virtual hugs?
Virtual hugs.
Virtual hugs. Virtual hugs. All right. You know what I really wish we could do, and I can't because it's lost forever, is put the picture of Tasha staring at us like I'm gonna kill you as our parting screen. But yeah, long story short, we were messing with Tasha in France, saying we were going to go to Euro Disney and leave her high and dry at the Spring One Tour event, and she just
death stare.
Was this during the double pink eye?
I had pink eye in both of my eyes and a sinus infection, both double sinus.
You guys are mean.
They're mean.
Bob just turned his microphone off or something.
Yeah, Bob, we can't hear you, friend.
Yeah, he's actually much better off. He sounds much better now.
I thought he was kidding.
Nope.
See ya.
He's like, peace, I'm out.
Right.
No more.
Oh, he's back.
We're back.
Hello.
Oh, good
Wearing
job.
Shorts. Good thing I was wearing shorts, right?